Next, let's have a look at Swish Pan. Swish Pan is awesome. This is another one of those ones that we editors for years have been trying to recreate ourselves using the limited effects in the effect palette. But Sapphire Swish Pan is great. It's real time. It gives a lot of high energy to your cut. I love the motion. It just looks really, really good. So here it is, Swish Pan. I've got it in here. I think at 6 frames. It's my sort of golden number for my most transitions that I use. Yeah, 6 frames. Okay, I'm just going to delete that. Let's build it from scratch. Transitions category. Scroll down to Swish Pan. Drag that onto your edit point, and let's make it 6 frames. Okay, so I like the way that looks. All right, so a couple pointers for Swish Pan here, and this really goes for most of the transitions. But the first thing, make sure that your keyframe interpolation is spline. It just looks better. Just plain looks better that way. And the other thing about Swish Pan, I actually like to customize Swish Pan a little bit. It looks fine in the default settings, but something that I like to do is I like to add just a little bit of overlap here between the two images. And then I also like to play with the blur amount. I actually keyframe my blur amount. If you look at it here, set the blur amount to 0. And you can actually see, here's my overlap that I just added on there. So I want them to overlap just ever so slightly, but then my blur amount I'm going to keyframe. So set it at starting and ending keyframe. Okay, and in the middle, if you think about it, like a realistic Swish Pan, you're going to swish, and then it's going to be more blurred in the middle than it will be at the end when the camera slows down. So my blur amount in the middle, I actually want to be higher than my blur amount on the edges. So I'll bump my blur amount up to the amount that I like. And then in the middle, and then on the edges, the blur amount, don't start it at 0, but definitely start it, say, about right there. Okay, that looks good. That was about 1.1. Let's put this at 1.1. All right, but also notice that this overlap here doesn't look great, so I'm going to go ahead and keyframe the overlap as well. Okay, so then on the edges, I mean on the ends, the beginning and end, we should have no overlap. All right, let's see how that looks. I really like that. So you see that you get that nice overlap there in the middle. It actually looks, I think it looks better. So that's my tip for you is play with the overlap and the blur amount, keyframe it, and then grab your effect, pull it into a bin, save it in your kit for later on. And in this particular cut, let's see, change your swish direction up here. Have this swish right in this one particular example. Looks better. There it is. That was a swish left. Looks very nice.